Hello and welcome to another BWhack review. Today we are going to be taking a look at NASCAR Authentics Wave 5 for 2021. And honestly, this is a very solid wave. We're finally getting a lot of the kind of new primary paint schemes for 2021. The last couple we've had a couple of the new ones, but there's also been some of the, ones that haven't really changed. Which I said in the last video, I think we should get the primaries that even don't change for the top drivers. But at the same time, it is nice to get all new stuff. Because pretty much everything in here is not a repeat. I mean, yeah, like Kyle and Truex's are kind of similar, but they have changes from last year, so they are different. So anyways, hop right into it and start with Chase Elliott's number 9 Lumar Window Films car. He's raced this a couple times this year. He raced this in the Clash where, he accidentally spun out Ryan Blaney in one of the last turns and allowed Kyle Busch from third to win. And then he also won in this paint scheme at Coda. This is definitely the best Lumar Window Films car we've ever gotten, paint scheme-wise, but at the same time, they still keep those ugly blue numbers. I don't know why they look good. I don't know why they think they look good. I don't know why anyone actually likes them, but I absolutely hate them. They look awful. Especially on track, like, under the lights for that Clash, like, you could not even read the number. Like, if you didn't know what car this was or if this was Chase Elliott, you would not be able to tell what number this was, and that just isn't useful. I don't get it. Like, I don't know why they just suddenly, after their first year, were like, we need blue numbers. But at the same time, like I said, the base paint scheme is better than any of the Lumar cars so far. This is definitely the best looking one. I was surprised they went to Chase. I was expecting them to go to Larson or, one of the other Hendrick cars, not Chase. Or even just, well, I guess Bowman's just fully sponsored by Ally, but they couldn't spare a couple races for Lumar. I don't know. Definitely a good choice. I like when we get some of the alternate Chase Elliott stuff. Next up, we've got William Byron's brand new Exalta primary for 2021. They finally gave William his own kind of identity in the Exalta car. For the past years, it's just been the Jeff Gordon Exalta paint scheme, but blue instead of black. I really didn't like this paint scheme at first. It has grown on me a little bit. Something about the matte black with the bright neon colors does look quite nice, especially under the lights. It could be a little bit better, but at the same time, I do just kind of like that it is unique, and it does, like I said, pop on track. The real car is matte black with, like, the decals being glossy. Looks like Lionel actually did try to do that, so kudos to Lionel. It's hard to see, but it does look like the decals are glossy while the black is matte, so. Not a bad car at all. I'm sure that'll, sell pretty well. Next up, we got another Hendrick car. We got Alex Bowman's brand new Ally 48 paint scheme for 2021. This is definitely way better than any of the Ally cars that Johnson had for primaries. The white one wasn't bad, but I mean, in general, those, like, the original Ally car for Johnson looked like a glorified test car. I hated that car. Last year's wasn't terrible, but it still wasn't great. But this one is the first one that actually looks pretty nice. I love the, light purple that fades into dark purple. It's got, like, the kind of neon light look. I love the, like, blue. It's got almost, like, 70s or 80s colors. Looks quite nice. The wheel car, I'm pretty sure, is a little bit darker on the back. Like, it's almost kind of blacked out, like cheat trim style. The whole car is matte finish as well. Alex Bowman's been really honestly doing pretty well in this car this year. He's already won, like, what, 3 times? This year, Hendrick's really just making Jimmy Johnson look bad. Because the 48 car with Ally has won multiple times, and then the kind of, the way all the teams swapped around, the 48 team is basically Kyle Larson's 5 team, and I'm pretty sure it's obvious how he's done this year, so, man, that's not making Johnson look great, and Johnson's not helping himself by being not great in IndyCar either. I might end up buying one of Jimmy Johnson's IndyCar diecast, I'm not sure yet, so someday you might see a review on that, but I don't know, he's been so bad this year, it's kind of making me not want to buy it. But this is definitely a very nice car. Next up, we've got Cole Custer's brand new Haas Tooling Ford for 2021. A similar paint scheme to last year's, but it is different. So last year, he started the season with the Daniel Suarez paint scheme for Haas, which was very disappointing. I hate when they just use the exact same paint scheme for multiple drivers like that, because that paint scheme kind of was Suarez's, but luckily, after they came back from the pandemic, we got that sweet Haas tooling car last year, the one he won his first Kentucky win in. And it looks like they decided to keep the Haas tooling cars this year for his primary. They said they look so much better. I love the metallic silver mixed with the black and the red. And Lionel did do the metallic silver correctly. This looks so much better than just kind of red and black Haas cars. I love when they use the metallic silver. I will take metallic primaries any way I can get them because I love metallic cars, as I've said in the past. Definitely a very, very nice car. Next up, we go to Penske. We got Brad Keselowski's Freightliner Ford. This is honestly surprising to have already in Authentics. It does seem like they did put it in early because on the back of the card for this wave, this car is covered up. It's under a car cover. Even on the Freightliner box, which is hilarious. But so I don't know why that was. If this was a car that they like already had into production before it got revealed or something. It's a pretty nice looking car. It's basically the same base design as the Verizon 5G car, but instead of the red, you have a nice metallic silver, which does look very nice. The one thing that disappoints me about this car is the fact that for some reason they refuse to change the colors for any of the other sponsors or any of the other companies they feature. Like in the past, the Detroit Genuine Parts car got blue, and the Thomas Bus's car got red, but this year it's just the Detroit and Thomas Bus logos on this car with no paint scheme change at all, no color change whatsoever. So that's definitely disappointing. I don't know why they decided to do that, but for this basic Freightliner car, I do quite like this. I will probably end up buying the diecast of this. It looks quite nice. Although nothing will beat that Freightliner car he ran at Loudon, the one that was for the electric truck or whatever. That one is amazing. I really hope we get that in Authentics. I will definitely be buying the 124 of that, so you will see a detailed review of that one whenever it comes out. Probably next March or April, but that was a really nice paint scheme. I'm glad they were still able to offer that with Brad leaving. Next up, we go to the Toyota camp. We got Kyle Busch's M&M's Toyota for 2021, the brand new primary. Well, it's not completely brand new, but it's basically the same primary, but it has the extra brown cheat trim M&Ms down the side. I have reviewed the 124 of this one if you want a more detailed review of this car. Like I said, I honestly do like the extra brown M&Ms, even if they are just for cheat trim purposes. They're the best form of cheat trim ever. Like, if you're going to integrate cheat trim, I'd rather you actually make it make sense on your paint scheme like they did here. He's only raced this a couple times this year. For some reason, that M&M's mix paint scheme has kind of become his primary, which it's a nice paint scheme. I will definitely be picking up probably the Kansas one of that one, but it's just kind of funny that M&M's mix car became his primary this year. Always one of those alternate M&M's cars for some reason. They just turn and use 10 times for some reason. Anyways, next up, we've got Martin Truex Jr.'s new Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Toyota for 2021. Not a huge fan of this one because they just kind of, got rid of a lot of the orange. Again, for sheet trim purposes, they blacked out the area right there, and then they blacked out back here. But it just kind of looks messy to me, the way the paint scheme, the top looks fine, but then you have this paint scheme that just kind of ends at the number, but then the orange continues on the side skirt, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of this paint scheme. I wish Bass Pro Shops would, go to more primary orange cars with less black. Or maybe have black the secondary more than the orange. I don't know. Or maybe some camo. Get some camo back in the Bass Pro Shop cars. Which I do give credit to Lionel because they did actually update this. Because when it first got unveiled, it was different. But they added the Reese's logo. They changed this around because it used to be kind of reversed. It used to be orange right here too. And the Bass Pro Shop logo was right here. And the boats and ATVs was back here. So, like I said, good on Lionel. They actually did get it updated before we got an accurate diecast. I wish we'd get some Cabela's cars again. Ryan Newman years ago ran that Cabela's Bass Pro Shop car. Looked really kind of cool. It was very unique. And for some reason, they've never gotten a Cabela's car since then. Just give it 2 races on Truex cars or something. I don't know. Next up, we got another Joe Gibbs racing machine. We got Christopher Bell's Ream Toyota for 2021. Basically a slightly updated version of his paint scheme from the Xfinity series a couple years ago. His original Gibbs Xfinity Ream paint scheme, not that one with the extra white that they added, and then they kept that one for Levine, but then went back to the original one for Joe Gibbs when he moved over to the 20 car. Christopher has already won a race this year, so he's already pretty much won faster than Eric Jones did. Hopefully he actually lasts, because, Gibbs really does like to give people 2 years and then just toss them to the, wolves. I don't know if Gibbs is the worst development program of all. They get a lot of good drivers and then just have no room for any of them, so they just end up kicking people out for no reason. But pretty solid paint scheme. Ream cars have always looked nice. Just the black with the red and the bright white to kind of break it up just have always looked nice. There's very rarely been any bad Ream cars throughout all of NASCAR. Like, these have been around for a long time. Harvick used to race them and everything else. Which now they're always linked to wherever Brandon Jones goes. The Ream sponsorship goes, because, you know, if you ever wondered why Brandon Jones always gets rides, that's why. But anyways, let's go to the next car. We've got Bubba Wallace's 2311 show car. This was just the unveil car for the team and, you know, the Toyota, which I was kind of funny they have to unveil that. Like, did anyone really think they weren't going to be a Toyota team? But I have no idea why they decided to make a diecast of this. I guess they were just so worried about getting diecast out for this team that they had to make the show car. But I was honestly really hoping, because at Watkins Glen, the entry list came out and it had Toyota on it. And I was like, oh, maybe we can finally run the show car and it'll be a real car now. But no, he had a different paint scheme, which did look better than this paint scheme, but it was just kind of funny. We were so close to having this be an actual car. But at the same time, I always do enjoy getting show car diecast, because it's very rare we do get show car diecast, especially not in Authentics. So it's definitely something unique for your collection if you're a fan of Bubba or Denny Hamlin or Michael Jordan. But I'm pretty sure his DoorDash, you know, primary paint scheme is close to coming out. I'm sure that'll be in Authentics too. The paint scheme has been kind of hit or miss with the 2311 cars. Like, I've liked a couple of them. I really do like that McDonald's car that he has. And, like, he ran that DoorDash PetSmart car. That one looked pretty nice. But some of them have been just a little bit kind of meh to me. We will probably be seeing a lot of them in Authentics this year. Like I said, very solid wave. Really no repeats from past years. You know, even the paint schemes that are similar are different. So, not a bad choice at all for a wave. Interesting to see what comes next for Wave 6. Lionel is teasing something the last couple days. They posted, like, it was like Lionel Racing Authenticated and said coming soon. So, whatever that is, we'll have to look forward to that. This wave is in stores right now. You can find it. If you can find it, good luck. Happy hunting and all that. Remember, for all of your other diecast needs, you can go to circlebdiecast.com. If you use the code BWhack, you get free shipping on any order over $20. So go check that out if you want to get anything. But I think that's all there is to say. This has been a review of the NASCAR Authentics Wave 5 for 2021. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.